will take a look at the new games arriving this week. This morning the first new items have arrived. We start with Geometric Art, which is a party game where one person has to draw an artwork and there's a guesser who has to find out what the artwork is meant to be. The limitation is the person who draws the artwork can only use the shapes shown on the dice he rolled before he started drawing. So that's already in. It's Emperor S4 Games, 1995, and like I said, it is already in stock. The next game that came this morning is Fairy Season, a trick-taking game from Good Games Publishing. Yeah, I haven't heard too much about it, so I just have to take a closer look. Now I have the game in stock. Then the third new item is an expansion for Ganymede. That was a science fiction game from a French publisher, and a lot of people compared it to Splendor. And the expansion is called Moon, and it adds 2 new locations to the player boards, which apparently give the players more options, and in case of the council chamber, special power. And then the last new item that came in this morning is a new folded space insert. They are quite popular and I can recommend them. They're really, really great. And the newest one we have received this morning is an insert for brass, and it works for both editions. So it works for Birmingham and Lancashire, and it works for the retail edition or the deluxe edition from the Kickstarter. So that's an insert we've received this morning. So here there's a closer look from the company's website. That's the edition for Brass Birmingham. And then over here we have the edition for Brass Lancashire. They're all, so if you buy the insert you can decide they work for both games. And yeah, that was the new item we received this morning. And then that's not all for this week. Later in the week we are expecting 2 more highlights, and the first one to come in on Thursday, I hope, is the retail edition for Tank Garden. It's a game from Thundercliff Games. It's really beautiful looking with nice components, and I already read the first impressions on Twitter that the retail edition is not too far off in regards to component quality to the Kickstarter edition, so that's something I'm looking forward to. And like I said, it hopefully will arrive on Thursday. Then the second highlight coming this week is High Rise, a Kickstarter we backed from Formal Ferret game. It's designed by Jill Hoover, and he designed one of my favorite games. It's The Networks, and High Rise is a city building game about building and also using corruption to advance buildings a bit faster than they normally would do. But then later in the game you pay a price if you used corruption too much, or you still deep in the corruption at the end of the game. So that's something that's coming on Thursday. It's the Kickstarter edition, so it will include the Fancy Bit expansion and the Extra Tenants expansion. So both are included. Hopefully it will be here Thursday, but it's more likely that it will come Friday, and then I wouldn't be able to ship it this week. So, and then we have 2 more smaller games coming in at the end of the week. There's one game that's another game from Thundercliff Games. It's a roll and write. They are quite popular at the moment, and especially during lockdown, because you can play them online with your friends. Just print out the sheet, one person has to have the physical copy, and then you're happy to go on Zoom. So Rolling Wrench is a smaller game from Thundercliff Games, and it's all about players building up their own ranch with constructing buildings, placing their animals, and yeah, everybody plays at the same time building the ranch, and it's up to 20 players and perfect for online game during lockdown. And then the last game is another kind of roll and write, is Second Chance, the second edition. As far as I can tell, it's the same game as the first edition. It's just completely new artwork, which some people may like, others not. So, but it wasn't in print for a while, so that's your chance to get the game if you haven't played it yet. And I can recommend it as a family game. It's something we have played at the pub quite often because it's fairly easy to explain and still a nice little game. Okay, these are all the games expected for this week. So that's all from me for today, and thank you for watching. Bye.